The girl saw something terrifying on the news. She suspected her father might actually be a deranged serial killer because the girl on the news was wearing a necklace that was exactly the same as hers, and that necklace was a birthday gift from her father not long ago. In disbelief, she quickly took it off to compare, but to her shock, even the scratches on it were exactly the same as the one on the news. Daisy felt really scared, so she immediately looked up recent news about missing girls, but the results shocked her. 13 people in town had been murdered recently, and what was even scarier was that all of the victims looked a lot like her dead mother. This made Daisy very confused. Could all of this just be a coincidence? Thinking about how her father had been coming home late recently, Daisy felt more and more uneasy. To find out if her father was really a killer, she sneaked into his room and unexpectedly found a lot of anesthetics in the drawer, as well as a strange sketchbook. But when she opened it, it was full of methods of committing crimes. Before Daisy could react, she heard the sound of a car outside. It was her father coming home from work. Seeing this, Daisy hurriedly put the sketchbook back and secretly took a bottle of anesthetics, then quickly escaped from his room. But when she got back to her room, she suddenly remembered the TV downstairs was still on, so she quickly ran downstairs and turned it off right before her father walked in. But then Daisy noticed her father was wearing leather gloves. Feeling suspicious, she asked why, but her father quickly said it was because it was cold. Seeing this, Daisy didn't say anything else. Then they sat on the couch to watch TV, but Daisy wasn't in the mood. Her head was full of thoughts about her father killing people, and just then, seeing Daisy cut her hand, her father quickly helped her clean the wound gently. At that moment, Daisy couldn't believe such a gentle man could hurt anyone. She thought maybe she was being too sensitive. But even late at night, Daisy still couldn't sleep. Then she heard noises from the living room. It was her father opening the attic stairs. Hearing the crackling sounds above, it was clear he was doing something shady up there. The next morning, Daisy tested her father with the necklace. She asked if he bought it secondhand to save money, because it had many small flaws. Her father said he didn't check carefully when buying it.
So then maybe you can exchange it for a new one.
But he refused her, saying the store only had that one left. After he left for work, Daisy took a flashlight and climbed up to the attic. But to her surprise, it was full of old scattered stuff. While she was searching, she accidentally broke the ceiling. Daisy quickly got back up and saw it was her own room below. Luckily, that meant she wouldn't be found by her father. And just then she found a box. When she opened it, it was full of women's jewelry, one she had never seen before, and they weren't her mother's. She picked up one to look and saw dried blood on the ring. She instantly realized her father was a serial killer. Terrified, Daisy hurried to pack her bags. She wanted to get away from this murderer, but the moment she stepped outside, she closed her eyes and walked slowly, feeling her way like a blind person. It turned out Daisy had agoraphobia. Whenever she was in open public places, she would feel intense fear and anxiety. She tried to push herself through it, but before she got far, she heard the sound of a motorcycle. Daisy got dizzy and panicked. Fear overwhelmed her, and she ran back inside. Since she couldn't escape, she decided to confront her father. When he saw the jewelry, he froze.
What is this, Dad?
He said it was all her mother's. Daisy showed him the bloody ring and asked what the blood was, but he said it was paint. Daisy confronted him. She pulled out the necklace and asked if he killed someone, and showed the photo from the news. Her father got furious.
But that doesn't explain.
You're turning into her. Do you know that? Chronic and paranoid until the end.
Did you kill her?
No, kid.
Oh my God, did you kill Mom?
At that moment, her familiar father looked like a stranger. She ran back to her room, and he dropped an earring while chasing her. By the time he got upstairs, Daisy had already locked her door. No matter what he said, she refused to open it.
Kimberly? I said open this damn door!
Hearing him scream hysterically, Daisy was terrified. She called the police, but before she could finish, her father broke in and threw her on the bed.
I said that's enough!
Realizing resisting would get her killed, Daisy stopped struggling, but when she stood up, he saw her phone on the floor. He checked it, and saw she had called the police, knowing they were coming. He started gaslighting her, saying without his care, she would have been locked in a mental hospital. He knew her weakness, and after a while, Daisy gave in. Soon the police came. Daisy stayed silent. Her father told them she had agoraphobia, and was taking antidepressants, so they left. Her father was pleased. After he went to rest, Daisy turned on her computer, trying to ask for help online, but no one was online. She knew she couldn't wait. While he was sleeping, she went to the kitchen, took a knife for protection, and poured a glass of water. But when she turned around, she stepped on the earring. The noise alerted her father. Daisy stared at the strange earring, realizing he killed another girl. She pulled out her knife and asked how many people he had killed, and if he killed her mom too. But he became furious.
I wasn't the only one who fought with her that night. You don't remember that, do you? You don't remember how angry you were at her that night.
It's not true.
It's not.
It's not true.
Are you sure?
Because you? Why would I trust someone who's cheating on my dad? You leave him, you leave us. Leave! And don't bother coming back here.
Daisy froze, looking at the knife in her hand. She started doubting herself. Could she have killed her mom? Her father reached for the knife, but Daisy reacted quickly. She cut his hand and ran outside. But once she got out the door, her phobia kicked in again. She got dizzy and tumbled down the stairs. Her father calmly walked over, holding a syringe. When Daisy woke up, she was locked in her room. Her phone and computer were gone. Even the windows were sealed. She screamed for help, but her father ignored her as he left. Daisy tried to pry open the lock, but it didn't work. Then she saw the hole in the ceiling and came up with an idea. She stood on the table, used a mop to widen the hole, and climbed up using her suitcase, but the attic door was locked. Frustrated, she searched for tools and knocked over a bucket of toy balls, following where they rolled. She discovered the attic stretched across the whole house because the house was under renovation. Many parts weren't sealed. She slowly crawled along the beams, but halfway through, she found another hole. As she tried to open it, her father came home and passed right by her. Too scared to move, but her nerves were too tense. She slipped. Her father heard it and came with a hammer. He told her to come out, but to Daisy, he looked like a demon. No matter what he said, she stayed hidden. Seeing she wouldn't come out, he smashed the boards. Daisy crawled under the floor. Her father followed the noise and smashed the floor, but it didn't break. Then he used a chainsaw and cut the boards open. He jumped down and searched everywhere. Daisy hid in a corner. When she looked back, he found her, but just as they climbed out, the doorbell rang. He told Daisy to go upstairs. It was her therapist. Her father made up a reason to send her away, but Daisy walked down.
Dad? It's okay. She can come in.
Her father had no choice but to let her in. He stayed close, not letting Daisy get a chance. She was too scared to speak out, so she sent subtle signals, but the therapist didn't notice. Then Daisy had an idea. She offered to make tea. Her father grabbed her, but let go because the therapist was watching. Daisy went to the kitchen, wrote a note asking for help, put it under the cup, and poured the anesthetic into his tea. She served the drinks. He drank without suspecting anything. The therapist took a sip, but the note fell. She didn't see it. Daisy felt hopeless. Her father saw the note. Sensing danger, he ended the conversation. As the therapist left, the note stuck to her shoe. It fell off at the door. Daisy couldn't move because her father had pulled out a knife. She stared at the note. The therapist finally saw it. She picked it up and froze at the word help. Her father's eyes changed. He dragged her inside. Daisy was horrified. Her father really was the killer. That night, Daisy's hands were tied. Her father brought out the jewelry box and told the truth. He was the murderer. He killed the victims and her mom. Even Daisy's online friends. He killed them all. Even her phobia was caused by him switching her meds. His twisted mind and obsession with controlling Daisy made him a monster. Daisy finally saw who he really was. She stared at him. Then something happened. The anesthetic started to work. He feels dizzy and collapses heavily. Daisy quickly uses her feet to reach a nearby knife, successfully cutting the ropes. Freed, she immediately calls the police, revealing all about her father's murders. But as soon as she turns around, she horrifically discovers her father on the floor has disappeared. Turning around, she sees her father already behind her. Seems her anesthetic dose wasn't enough. Her father woke up in less than 10 minutes. He first smashes the phone, but after learning Daisy called the police, he realizes he can't escape. So he brings a large can of gasoline, pours it on Daisy, then sprinkles it on the corpses, finally pours gasoline on himself. His twisted love makes him even in death, unwilling to let Daisy escape his grasp. Just as her father is about to strike a match, Daisy uses the knife to cut him, then desperately runs upstairs. Enraged, her father throws the match at the doctor, then goes upstairs to catch Daisy. Terrified, Daisy hides in the attic. Her father closely follows. Now Daisy is no longer afraid. She calmly looks at her father.
I'm not hiding now. So come and get me.
That's my girl.
Her father immediately falls flat. Turns out when Daisy first went to the attic, she laid a cloth over the hole. The disguise trap successfully trips her father. Soon the fire spreads to the second floor. This sicko man eventually dies in the fire. Daisy quickly goes to the bathroom and breaks the window glass, slowly slides down the pipe to the ground, breathing the fresh outside air. But this time Daisy's phobia doesn't act up. Seems with her father's death, her previous illness also disappears. And from today on, Daisy will completely start a new life.